Okay, here we are at the Kaddish Shalem, the full Kaddish that happens at the end of the Amidah. Whether you're talking Shacharit or Musaf, you will have a Kaddish Shalem at the end. On Shabbat, it's chanted in a major mode, and it goes something like this. By the way, I apologize for the blurriness of the image. But I wanted to take it out of a text, the Sim Shalom text, which is where all the texts in this series have come from, Sidur Sim Shalom. I wanted to use it because it will have the same formatting that you'll see when you're leading if you're using that particular Sidur. Okay, so it goes like this. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah. You'll pause briefly for the congregation to say Amen and continue. בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בגלה בזמן קריב, ויאמרו Amen. And you chant with the congregation. יהי שמך רבה מבורך, לעולם עולם מעלמיה. And then you drop out while the congregation continues. יתברך. And then you repeat that, or you just say that word. You're saying it for the first time, but to the congregation it sounds like a repetition. Yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitale v'yitalal shemei dekudsha barichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata damiran b'yalema, v'yimeru Amen. תתקבל תלות דהון ובאות הון דכל ישראל, קודם אבוהון דיבישמיה וימרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, וימרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, V'yimeru Amen. Okay, so that is chant. It's very simple, very simple. A couple of quick things. Again, I mentioned that after Yitgadal v'yikadash shemei Rabbah, you're going to pause briefly while the congregation says Amen. At the end of every time you say V'yimeru Amen, you're basically saying, and we say together, Amen, and we say Amen. So the congregation is going to repeat Amen. Okay? I just want to clarify what happens here at Yehei Shemei Rabbah Mevarach. You'll chant this together with the congregation, and then, so it'll go, Yehei Shemei Rabbah Mevarach, Le'olam Olal Me'almaya, Yitbarach. Now, you should not chant that Yitbarach with the congregation because there's no need for you to repeat that word there at that point. And generally speaking, I would say as a rule of thumb, it's better not to repeat words unless there's a very good reason for doing so. What's a good reason to one person may not be a good reason to somebody else. So you'll have to use your own best judgment, but I would suggest strongly not to repeat words unless it's necessary. So after they say Yitbarach, you'll then come in with that same word, Yitbarach v'yishtabach. Okay, and then you continue on there. Now, when you get to Shemei dekudsha, and then the congregation's going to say Barichu. You can say it with the congregation, or you can wait for them and then say it. There are merits to both ways. One way, there's really no reason why you would want to stop. You just keep going. Other people would say you need to stop because if they're saying it, they're not going to be able to hear you say it while they're making noise. So you might want to, probably the safest thing to do is to wait for them to say Barichu, and then keep going. Barichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. You can just kind of tag it along with this next word. Okay, v'yimeru Amen again. They'll say Amen. Then you go tikabel tzlotahon, v'yimeru Amen, and they'll say Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabbah min Shemaya. And this is important. This is one of my own personal pet peeves. It's not Yehei Shlama Rabbah min Shemaya. It's Yehei Shlama Rabbah min Shemaya. V'chayim. Okay? Now, that may take, if you're used to saying it the other way, that may take some time to retrain yourself, but I know I'm not being particularly consistent in my pronunciation as I'm speaking about these things, but generally speaking, when chanting them, I'm far more meticulous about how I chant these things, and I recommend that you be meticulous as well. Being meticulous with Hebrew, or rather in this case Aramaic, is always a good thing in a prayer leader, in a shliach tzibur. Okay, finally, with respect to this last line, Oseh Shalom Bimromav, you've got a little bit of choreography here that we need to talk about. Before you chant the words Oseh Shalom Bimromav, you're going to want to take 3 very small steps backward. And as you say Oseh, you're going to bow to the left. When you get to Hu Yaseh Shalom, you'll bow right. And then when you get to Ve'al Kol Yisrael, you bow center. And then you finish with V'imru Amen. Everybody says Amen, and you're done. So that is how to lead the Kaddish Shalem on Shabbat or festivals. And that is it for our tutorial today. Okay? See you next time.